So if you could just brief us out for all the three domains: internal audit, what is the range is offered to CA fresher; for FP&A domain, what is the range offered; and for the management trainee role, what is the range offered?
So their packages were like 9 to 12,
Okay.
including variable and fixed.
अभी अभी सच आ रहा है.
Accepted the offer that gave me the highest paying. So I
Oh,
rejected
got it.
that. So that is not a parameter for me.
Got it. Great. So the people, those who are watching this, will be definitely asking this one of the favorite question, and that is, ki, how did you apply at all these different places, and what is something which I need to do so that I can also get more than 9 offer letters? So, hello and hi, welcome everyone for the next series of a podcast where we are gonna be discussing, if you are a freshly qualified chartered accountant, what all things you need to prepare if you are looking to get into different roles like management trainee or internal audit or FP&A. We have one of our students who have not only got more than 5 offer letters, but she was able to clear almost every round of interviews which she have appeared for. So today we have been joining with Nani Saraf for this small podcast where she's going to be sharing her journey, and she's going to be guiding you if you're a freshly qualified chartered accountant and looking for a job, how you can get into your dream company. So, first of all, Nani, thanks for joining in for this podcast.
Thank you so for inviting me for the podcast.
Great. So, Nani, just wanted to know your journey after you qualified as a chartered accountant. What all things you did, and how you came up, and how many offer letters you got in?
After qualifying chartered accountancy, the first thing I did was like joining some organization, like joining CMO for just getting updated with where are the vacancies available, because that's the major criteria. Because many of us do not know where the jobs are available or how many jobs are available. So just to find out and get an easy access to the resources, I joined CMO itself. So that's the first thing I did. Literally after within a week, I joined CMO just to get resources so that I'm become aware. And talking about how many offers I got total around 9 to 10 offers from big fours, industries, and banking sectors, etc.
Nice.
Like,
Nice. So if you could just specify Big Four में which sector you got into or which domain you got into in an industry, what type of roles you have been offered.
yes, sir. So in Big Four, majorly my domain was internal audit because my whole resume profile was internal audit. So the roles that I got from Big Four was internal audit. Apart from that, in industries, majorly my preference and the interviews for which I appeared was management trainee roles. Apart from there, I got one or two offer from banking sector, and then the last one was for FP&A profile. For two, I got from FP&A profiles.
Great, great. And in fact, happy to see that you have joined Coin DCX into an FP&A role. So really happy, and definitely will come to the process and interview questions for this. But before that, since you've appeared for multiple interviews for Big Fours and other companies, so let us go one by one. So let's start with the internal audit. What type of questions are asked in Big Fours in internal audit? And what is something which a candidate need to prepare if he or she wants to get into Big Four?
Sir, I would really like to share my very first experience of, getting interviewed by one of the big fours. So I didn't slept for the whole night. I was just studying the whole material of internal audit that we got. Apart from that, I was very thorough with my processes because I have done a lot, not very, like my article experience was very limited. So I do not know the process. I might have performed the whole process, but I don't know the process name like P2P or O2C, these processes. I do not know the terminologies. So what I did, I combined my experience, and along with that I studied the whole material so that I can be well prepared for the interview. So if I talk about the interview questions, were majorly related to the processes, like what are the processes that you have done, what are the deficiencies you have find or found during the audit, what are the challenges you faced. Apart from that, they really wanted to check your communication skill, at what level or till what level you have communicated to your seniors. So they'll always ask you at till which management position you have made communications or you have interacted with. So these are the type of questions that are in internal audit. Like if I tell you, they can grill you down in one single process only. Like at my domain, I have done P2P very thoroughly, and people and the interview asked me the whole process of P2P. Then they asked me what are the deficiencies. Along with that, they also asked me what are the remedy that you have suggested, just to check whether whether the person is not lying about it. Or so they asked me the remedies also, and what are the further actions that we have taken, that we have taken follow up or not, and if we have not taken the follow up, then how we have dealt with the whole process. Then what are the management suggestions also. So the whole comprehensive, they can go like drill you on one process to the maximum extent they can, or they can ask you multiple about multiple processes, and the checks also, like what are the checks you have applied on it.
Okay, got it. So how was your Big Four interview was different from NBFC, since you have, I think, got shortlisted and selected in one of the NBFC also. So what
Yes.
was the difference in this versus I think you have also given in one of the industry as well. So
Yes.
तीनों में difference क्या था?
Sir, Big Fours may, I think they have a set pattern of, interviewing the candidate. Like they have three rounds. First from the manager, second is, I guess, the senior manager or something, and then the partner round. So it's a set procedure in Big Fours. In industry, it can be like you have been appeared for two interview rounds, or you can appear for five interview rounds also. And if you got lucky that the interview has been conducted by the campus, then generally there are only one or two rounds, hardly one or two rounds. So the procedure, it depends on the length of the procedure. Apart from that, campus interviews are generally shorter. In my case, like it was like 15 to 30 minutes, 15 or 20 minutes. But if it is from off campus, it's usually like 30 to 45 minutes. So they'll grill you how much time they are getting. So this is something I could differentiate. Apart from that, at Big Four level, they do not only wants to check your knowledge, but they also wants to know your personality, your communication skills. Apart from in industry, I've seen this particular sector a little lesser, because they want to have that whether you have perfect knowledge of the system, or whether you have the knowledge of a particular industry or not. So they'll ask you questions related to more, not only particular like internal audit, but they also ask you questions from other domains which you have written on your resume. So like in one of my interview only, it was like they have asked me questions on all the things that I have mentioned in my resume. So you have to prepare accordingly. Generally, in Big Fours, they are stick to the what they want to ask. Like if the domain is internal audit, they'll grill you only on internal audit. They won't ask you any other questions. But in industry, they'll ask you maximum on internal audit. But for checking purpose, they'll also ask you from like other taxation domain or GST domains, like any random questions.
Got it. Got it. Now, since a lot of students are going to be appearing or will be appearing soon for the interviews for Big Four and other companies, most of the people are scared regarding a partner round, right? So, what are the insights or a pro tip which you will give to the people watching this? Ki these are things you need to prepare for a partner round.
Sir, I think so. Like in a partner round, no, you really have to impress the person who's taking the interview. I am like I made my introduction is very interesting. Like I do not introduce myself like I am from Bhopal. I introduce it like I am from Bhopal, the city of lakes. So in one of the interviews, they have asked me that whether it is city of lakes or city of palace, just to make me confused a little. So the whole interview become more interesting. Apart from that, they also, like in one of the Big Four interviews, they asked me how many or what are the famous lakes in your city, or famous industries in your cities, to check your awareness of the city only. So they wanted to check your communication, they wanted to check your personality, how aware are you. And there is another thing, they wanted to also check your technical skills. So what they ask you, how many functions or what are the key or main functions that you use on Excel on daily basis. So this is something to check your Excel skills. Or they'll ask you to rate your, how good your Excel is. Now, this there could be one question answer to it, like you can just say I'm 10 on 10, but that will show your overconfidence or something. So better, I used to say it's like 7.5 to 8, but I'm, learning new things, and then I add on to it that's, ma'am, I'm learning micros and, applying dashboards, how to operate on dashboards. So this gives like the interviewer that the candidate is interesting, the candidate is eager to learn, and the candidate is making himself or herself updated to the industry requirements.
Got it. Got it.
This is not technical, not very much technical, but they'll ask you more about your personality and everything.
Got it. Got it. So, Nani, I think a lot of students have this perception that if I don't get a rank in CA final, or if I have not got an articleship exposure from a Big Four, right, I'll not get a much of a good job offers. So, what was there in your case?
Sir, I do not have a rank in my finals or intermediate. I do have in foundation, but that is apart from that, I do not have any good exposure of, I have done my articleship from a mid-sized firm in Bhopal. And but one thing I made sure is I made sure that the resume is perfect. Resume is ATS friendly. I updated it everywhere, like from LinkedIn, from Naukri, from IAM jobs, like everywhere. I reached out to people for references. And I don't know how references work, but in my case, they worked well. I asked them, they tried me to, fit in somewhere. So in my case, it worked. Apart from that, if I talk about, what is something very special in my whole resume, I added I did financial modeling classes. I updated myself just to give an edge because I do not have any backing of a good articleship exposure. And one thing also that I have mentioned the names of the company so that the person know what industries I have worked in. Like one of the big fours have shortlisted me because I have worked in a media industry. So this is something a person or candidate can do. Like if they have worked in a particular industry, they can always mention that I have worked in this particular industry. So the people from their industry can call you for a interview or something.
Got it. Great. So, how do you feel after getting nine different offer letters and selecting one of them? So, was it a tough journey or was it a journey very simple?
Sir, very very tough. When I received my first offer letter, that time campus did not happen. So I wanted to wait for the campus also. So rejecting that offer and and just not trusting yourself. Ki, okay, should I leave this or should I take it? What will happen in the campus? And we have all heard this that not everybody got placed in campus also. So there is a very very scary moment for me. Ki, should I hold it or not? But then I'm like, okay, let's do this. Let's leave this offer and jump to another. We can get another good opportunities also. If we can crack one interview, we can crack another also. So I just did it like that, and then things happen well.
Got it. Great. So the people, those who are watching this, will be definitely asking this one of the favorite question, and that is, ki, how did you apply at all these different places, and what is something which I need to do so that I can also get more than nine offer letters?
Sir, I think so. Is like make your LinkedIn profile very professional. Like, like you start posting things on not Instagram, but on LinkedIn, because to make it, more professional, more authentic to the, whosoever is watching your profile. Apart from that, leave contact number and email on your profile, LinkedIn profile, somewhere, or either place your resume or your, card on that back wall of your LinkedIn profile. Do that. Then apply on Naukri and just update your information like anything, like update it like every day. That is your first thing that you should go and open to screen when you wake up. Update your Naukri, update your IM jobs. IM jobs also gives you a lot of opportunities. Update your LinkedIn. Reach out to people who are there in an organization to just ask them for referrals also. And referral thing works if you have a great network and if you are happy to connect with people, because if you are someone who resists to talk, you cannot make referrals, or you cannot make how referrals can work for you. So one thing is that apart from that, you can always make, when we have this campus thing, make sure that you write all the industries you have worked in, even if you have worked a very little part of it, but write it down, because this is how they will get to know that you have worked on this industry. So this is something I think I have, because I have mentioned like 5 to 6 industries that I have worked in my campus resume, because they do not have your resume. They will be shortlisting on your information what you have given. So this is something I think I had done. and I would like people to do the same so that they can the calls get converted into interviews.
Great, great, great. So since you were a part of a GR batch, so how did GR also help you out in your journey?
So GIR made my life very easy, very easy. First thing, abundance of resources. Apart from that, I do not have to go here and there to just search ki which job opening is, where is the job or how many jobs opening. I get everything in one place on one WhatsApp group, and I'm happy to check that one WhatsApp group every day. Apart from that, it really helped me to make my Naukri profile and my LinkedIn profile, because I had a LinkedIn profile earlier. I made it very professional also. But no, that little insights that you get from a from a person who knows everything is something you cannot know by seeing 10 other videos, because 10 other videos will give you 10 other things and you will do nothing. So make so there should be one video which teaches you everything. Okay, you have to do this, you have to do this, you have to do this step by step. So it makes my life easier, made my LinkedIn profile very perfect and neat and clean, type of, okay, this is an authentic LinkedIn profile. Then apart from that, my Naukri profile is also like there are too many terminologies that we need to use or we have to keep in mind while making your profile properly. So that is something I learned there. How many words, how many keywords you can put in, what are the keywords that can you can use, how you can change it. Like if I do not wanted to go in one domain, I wanted to switch to another domain, so I can just change my keywords so that the search engine can work easier for me. So these are some things that add on to the skill set that I had, which made me more reachable and accessible to the whole companies, and made me like more accessible to the companies.
Got it. Got it. Great. Since you also cleared a lot of interviews which were there in a management trainee role, right? So first, what is management trainee role and what type of expectation and what type of questions are asked in management trainee roles?
Sir, management trainee role is basically you been allotted a particular role for a period like 3 months, 4 months, depending on the company's policy, and then you'll be shifted to another role so that you can get a whole overview of the business, and then you get to choose which particular domain you like it. It's like another chance for you to, okay, let's explore everything and then come back to one particular domain. So this gives a very good opportunities to students to who are very confused. They can literally go there to explore at least which domain I really love to work in. And talking about the questions that were asked, they were more or less generic questions. Like they'll ask you, the very first question is always, tell me something about you. Prepare this very well. Like that is the major question where from where you can take your interview or just let go your interview. Second is prepare your resume very well. Like I have been asked questions on all the industries and processes that I have done. Then I have not done majorly in GST. So whatever I have done in GST, they have also asked me those questions like what are the returns you have filed in, or how, like basic questions. What are the three, four conditions of availing for ITC? So these are the very basic questions. Also, they have asked me. Then if the company is more oriented to like finance field, or the person is from the finance background, so they'll ask you questions more related to finance, like which ratios could be very good, or how will you assess a balance sheet of a company. Or you can also say like one of the cohort or some program was there, so they asked me, just tell me the differentiation between our company and our competitors company. So you have to study well about companies also. And I'm honestly saying this one point, it's like how well you prepared for the company, the more chances you get selected, because there is always a last question option that gives you another chance to revive back your interview. So I used to go and study more about companies financial. Like one interviewer literally said this, that I don't want to grill you, but I want to know your perspective, why you have said that there. I have just said something about their PE ratios and their competitor PE ratios. So they wanted me, my opinion. Why did you feel, or why do you have this particular opinion? So that is when I changed the whole perspective of the interview, and now I am leading the interview and not the other person. So prepare yourself with the company. And in management training, do whatever, like go with GST, go with amendments that are happening in income tax or GST, go with audit. If your profile is from audit, go very well prepared with all the, uh, processes. My profile was internal audit, so my major questions were related to internal audit and the industry as a whole. Ki what you have done in this industry, or how can you, and also there are situation questions, like they'll give you a situation and then they'll assess you what are the audit procedures or how you can process start the whole audit procedure in this particular scenario. So you have to prepare for those questions also.
Got it. Got it. Great. Now coming to the last profile, which you have also given an interview for, and that is FP&A and business finance role. But before that, I just wanted to ask you, how did you choose one of the company out of this nine different company, and what all parameters you set for yourself before choosing one of the company?
So the very first parameter was the role that I've been offered, because business finance is the role that I was willing to, get into. And this is the role where you cannot, like, it is very difficult to get a direct entry in this particular role, because not many openings are there in this role, and the competition is very high, because not only chartered accountants but MBAs can also get into this particular field. So this is the first thing. If I am getting some role that is less competitive, which is more competitive, and I'm getting it, so why not? Apart from that, sir, the role is more towards, decision making, and more studying about financial, and not a traditional what we used to do in like auditing or accounting. It's not like that. You have to literally make a decision. You have to uh, talk to stakeholders, like you have meetings with stakeholders, and you literally tell them each little things, like, okay, this is the fund, we have to allocate it in this particular, so that we can generate x number of return or something. So you have to be involved in whole decision making process. You have to talk to one stakeholder, then you have to same tell and explain the other stakeholder also. So this is something I wanted to do. I wanted to get into more decision making processes. So I chose this particular, the major parameter for me was the, role itself. And apart from that, there was like my I do not consider location as a factor, or compensation can be a factor for many, but again, I do not have
अभी अभी सच आ रहा है.
not accepted the offer that gave me the highest paying. So I rejected that. So that is not a parameter for me.
Great.
So because I wanted to learn another. Apart from that, I also wanted to, deep dive into this industry that is emerging, because I see it as a growth perspective. So I honestly don't know myself what is crypto and how this industry works, but I wanted to learn more about this industry. So I just get into this. Okay, let's try what happens if nothing works. We'll switch after 6 months. But try, give it a shot.
Got it. Great. Now, what types of questions are asked for to a CA fresher when he or she is going to be sitting for interview for FP&A or business finance?
So FP&A roles generally they'll ask you more or situationship questions. Like they'll ask you more like there is a term called guesstimates. We are. I was not familiar with that word when I appeared for the interview. Later on, I got to know. Okay, this is something. So generally, guesstimates are those where you have to guess the number, like the revenue number or the profit number or the cost number, by taking certain assumptions. So this is something I have learned in this particular interview itself. Then what happens in these kind of interview, they'll ask you to, for an example, just calculate the cost of an airport, or just calculate the revenue for an airport. So you have to just visualize how the whole airport works. Then you have to tell them the whole revenue items. Ki, okay, these can be the revenue lines. From here they can generate revenue, and then you have to ask them questions to just dig down, or take the data from them, so that you can tell them another estimated answer or estimated revenue which airport will going to earn. So this was the case. This was the only question that was asked in my first round
Okay.
in Coin D6. Like there were 5 rounds, and the first round was guesstimate itself. And the same question was asked, like what was the revenue? How will you calculate the revenue of an airport? So that time I was not very aware of it, but I just tried and applied. Ki, okay, this can be thing. This can. The interview will always help you in these kind of questions because they'll provide you data. Okay, because you have to ask them ki what how many airplanes are taking the parking space, or how many shops which are providing you with the rentals. So you have to ask them questions. They'll help you out. It's just they wanted to check how you well you think, or what is your thinking process, how well you don't just dodge down all the points. It's like that.
Got it. Got it. Got it. So mostly it's going to be guesstimate based, and they are going to be understanding your thought process, which is there. One
Yes,
of the
sir.
best
Yes,
thing
sir.
about the guesstimate is there's no right or wrong answer. They just want to know your process and the thought process, which is there. Got
Yes,
it.
sir.
Got it. Great. Now, before we conclude this podcast, right? Just any pro tip for a CA fresher, which you'd love to tell them out, so that they can also get at least five, more than five offer letters.
Sir, I think just believe that they are not looking for pots. They are actually looking for mud to just shape them into a pot. So it's not necessary that you know every answer, but you should be confident. And I have learned this one thing: just keep a smile. A little smile on your face will work it, because that will make or show that you are a confident person and you can handle things. First thing is that, apart from that, study about the company very well, because the more questions you'll ask about the company at the end, the more happy they are to take you, because you know bits and pieces about the company a little. So they'll be more eager to take you apart from the whole crowd that is present for the interview. And just be happy when you are and confident. Be happy and confident, and just don't think whether the interview will going to be successful or not. Be you, you will crack it.
Got it. Got it. Great. So great, Nenny. I think great experience which you have shared regarding your journey and regarding the interview questions asked. Right. I know one of the comment which is gonna be there in the comment section, ki how much package you got. So if you could just brief us out for all the three domains: internal audit, what is the range is offered to CA fresher; for FP&A domain, what is the range offered; and for the management trainee role, what is the range offered?
Sir, if I talk about Big Fours, because internal audit in Big Fours I have been interviewed, so their packages were like 9 to 12,
Okay.
including variable and fixed. The compensation will somewhere be similar in all the industries. If I talk about the management trainee roles, it will be somewhere around 12 to 16, 17, and it may even go higher if you are from like any rank holder or something. So it may go above that also. If I talk about FPN and all, it generally depends on what kind of industry you are getting into, because startups can offer you higher packages and industries can offer you another, like it's more or less like how it is. So if I just give you a brief about their packages, it starts from, I guess, 11 to 16 or 15. The range will be quite or less similar to this particular range.
Got it. Got it. Great. So great, guys. I hope you guys have enjoyed this podcast. And definitely, if you have any more queries or questions, do not hesitate to check and put it out in the comment section. And do not forget to check the description link where we have shared the link of our finance community. You can join that, where we completely or every day we share a lot of updates related to jobs. And also, you can check out GR course, for which the link is there in the description. Thanks, Nanny, for joining in, and wish you all the best for your career ahead. Stay in touch.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for inviting me, sir. Great privilege.